Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
And Joy Nightingale.
And we actually haven't landed yet. You see, we're still on the road, but we had to take a stop. Sometimes we've been driving for about almost 5 hours now, and it's good to stretch your legs. And I figured, let's get off the highway, do some back roads to our destination for today. And what better spot to stop than a big giant coffee pot. Coffee has been helping me get my way on this drive. Right now we're in the town of Bedford, Pennsylvania. And yeah, they have this awesome piece of programmatic architecture. If you don't know what that means, programmatic architecture is architecture where a building mirrors the shape of an item. So here we have a coffee pot. This precise coffee pot originally was built in 1927, opening up as a little lunch spot with a gas station attached. Then in 1937 it switched to being a bar with a hotel behind it. And I love stuff like this. So whenever we could get off the long highway, take some side streets, I'll do it. And this is actually on not just any road, but the Lincoln Highway, going from Times Square all the way to San Francisco. We're not doing that today. We're sticking in Pennsylvania, but looking inside, it looks more like offices with maybe like a showcase. Can't get my morning cup of coffee here though. Dedicated in memory of Dick Kuntz. Nice little bench. We actually have a plaque. The Lincoln Highway Heritage Corridor. The coffee pot. The increased number of automobiles during the Lincoln Highway era in 1912 to 1940 led to the development of programmatic architecture. Proprietors took daring approaches to appeal to the new motoring public. All across the country, oversized buildings were being created in the likeness of objects. Some of the more famous were constructed in Pennsylvania along the Lincoln Highway route. The Coffee Pot, the Ship Hotel, the Shoe House, etc. Many have fallen into disrepair. In 1927, Bert Kuntz designed and quickly erected the Coffee Pot on the west end of Bedford. His intention was to attract visitors to his adjacent gas station. The early restaurant served ice cream, hamburgers, and Coca-Cola. In 1937, it was converted to a bar, and the hotel was built in the rear. The Coffee Pot became a regular stop for Greyhound bus passengers since the bus depot was next door. In an effort to save the Coffee Pot, the Lincoln Highway Heritage Corridor moved it to this location, restored in 2004. A lot of the information I said, but it's cool to see it with the gas station attached to it. It's now on some sort of fairground area. But I mean, how do you not stop and take a look at the Coffee Pot? It's a great spot, I figured, for us to start that day, start our morning right, nice big pot of coffee, get back to the car, continue down Lincoln Highway to our destination for the day. No little teapot, more like a big coffee pot. Here's my big spout, and the handle's on the other side right now. Made our way a little bit more down the road, and we've come to what remains of an old children's fairy tale like theme park. We have the two pillars in the front, but then the big Pied Piper harking for all the children to come to the children's park. But sadly the fairy tale park is gone, but I'm glad he's here. I knew he was big. I wasn't expecting. This guy must be 20 feet high, and you can see that he definitely gets some loving, because it looks like a nice fresh coat of paint. You can see those blues and reds are popping. I love that even if the property has changed and there's no more children's park, to keep this as the focal point still here on the Lincoln Highway. Hold on, everyone. We just got pulled over. Hold on, wait. Officer, what seems to be the problem?
You were DWHing.
What's DWH? Officer Big Mac?
Well, you were driving while hungry.
I am driving while hungry.
You better fix that.
Right on it, officer. Right on it. So, Officer Big Mac, will this work?
Yes, it will.
Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
And Joy Nightingale.
And today, we have finally landed. We started the adventure before, but we have landed right here in North Huntingdon, Pennsylvania. Now, Officer Big Mac pulled us over and you'd be like, is this video just to watch you eat McDonald's? No, it's not. We're actually here. This isn't just any McDonald's. It also has a Big Mac museum in it. I know what you're saying. But why is a Big Mac museum in a suburb of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? It's a good question. I'm glad you asked. Well, you see, yeah, McDonald's might have been started in California, but the Big Mac sandwich, that started right here in Pennsylvania. You see, a man named Jim Delgatti, he was one of the early franchise owners. He had opened his first franchise for McDonald's in the 1950s and in a town called Uniontown. And in 1967, he invented the Big Mac sandwich. And just think, the first one, it went on sale the first time in his shop on April 22nd, 1967. It sold for 45 cents.
That's crazy. I wish it was still that much.
Yeah, well, conversion rate, it's almost the same price. And you might be saying, that's awesome. A man here invented that? And yeah, and a year later in 1968, Roy Kroc, the guy who made McDonald's, agreed to start selling the Big Mac nationwide so everyone around the country could get Big Macs. But Jim wasn't done there. You see, in 1970, he actually invented the Egg McMuffin as well. Now, we're here to have some Big Macs because that's what you do at a McDonald's. And we're also going to check out the Big Mac Museum. Now, I'm excited. I like eating stuff like Big Macs. I like learning about history. And Jim obviously expanded his McDonald empire. At the heyday, he actually had 48 franchises around this area, around the state of Pennsylvania. Sadly, Jim passed away a few years ago. His son Michael says Jim lived to be 98 years old, and once a week he had a Big Mac. And if eating a Big Mac once a week keeps you alive to 98, I'll take it. But I think we can head in. But before we do, just make sure you do those few little things, like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, ring the notification bell. Comment down below, what do you order when you go to McDonald's? But I think we can head on in. So, step right up, let's go for this ride. This McDonald's itself already looks pretty massive. I love the arch as a support beam looking. And I don't know if you can see that behind the window. We'll get a bigger glimpse in there. It's the world's biggest Big Mac. We showed you a pretty big coffee pot. Now we get to show you the biggest Big Mac. As soon as you walk in the door, we already have some little McDonald's memorabilia. Looks like a griddle. Some sort of race car gentleman. Heel Club. Oh look, it's the bun toaster. And we actually have that little bread in the middle, which makes it, I guess, like a club sandwich. You have the crown, the heel, and the club on this toaster. Now, yes, this is still just a regular McDonald's. The museum exhibits sort of go around within the seating areas. We have a good picture of Jim Delgatti eating a Big Mac. And here, Ray Kroc, McDonald founder, eating one as well. And here we have a timeline and some showcases. There it is, Jim Delgatti, Pittsburgh operator, believed McDonald's needed a product geared towards adults. He developed a double burger sandwich he called it Big Mac. And there he is, holding up those Big Macs. And we learned where this museum is. His son Michael still actually owns this franchise. Love it. Big Mac sauce. Oh, the special sauce container. Looking at the different boxes the Big Mac would come in. Oh, styrofoam used to keep it warm, but terrible for the environment. Some French fries with dunk-ups. I would put a Big Mac on my Christmas tree. I never knew they actually had a Big Mac cookie jar. I am having a Big Mac attack. That looks like one of the Big Mac Transformers. There's some really cool stuff here. I remember we used to be able to get these glasses. Never on that Big Mac one. A Ronald puppet and an Officer Big Mac puppet. 100% beef. 100% joy. No, well that brings me joy. But that's joy. Another mug with Mr. Big Mac there. Sandwich, another action figure. A long and tasteful partnership, Coca-Cola and Big Mac. I love not McDonald's, Coca-Cola and the Big Mac. Now that's 100% pure joy. Joy, do you have a bright idea to eat a Big Mac? Because there's a light over your head with the Big Mac in it, but Joy didn't. I'm like, we're coming to eat the Big Mac, so I went and got my Big Mac, and she goes gets a Happy Meal.
Well, yeah, because I need to be happy.
Yeah, and because it comes with the toy. What did you get?
I got from the show Cars on the Road.
Ooh, it's a monster car.
Her name is Ivy.
Ivy? Okay, she's a monster car. There it is. Still in the little box.
So now you're going to bite into that. 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Oh, I am. And I'm going to enjoy it. You might be like, Joe, you're a big man. You must eat McDonald's a lot. Sadly, I don't. But when I do, I like a Big Mac.
So
It's amazing. It always is. And the thing I love about McDonald's and getting some sandwich like this is I could be anywhere in the country, go to McDonald's, get a Big Mac, and it tastes like a Big Mac. And that's what I love. The consistency, the flavor, and the pickles. I like the pickles with the special sauce. All right, I'm gonna go eat. Let's go to the Big Mac Museum, I said. We'll eat Big Macs. And here's Joseph for a little hamburger.
came with my Happy Meal. I'm happy.
All right, that's what matters, I guess. That Big Mac, it was like Alice in Wonderland. I ate and I became giant. Look how tiny my fries are next to me. So small. Okay, maybe these are just the ones that came with the Happy Meal. Nice statue of Jim Delgado saying that Big Mac is A-okay. I agree. I wish mine was that big. I would eat one even bigger than one I had like that. Jim, you're smiling. Imagine, live to 98, one a week. Sounds good to me. The thing is huge. It's gigantic. It's ginormous. It's big. It's a Big Mac. There it is. The world's biggest Big Mac. Now this size, I don't think I could handle this in one shot. This might take me 2 or 3 days. The pickle alone's bigger than my Big Mac. All the car toys. Awesome surfboard with the classic Big Mac jingle. 2 all-beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onion, on a... And the board itself is the sesame seed bun. Oh boy. Full belly, time to get back on the road. We've done it. We drove 7 hours to the Big Mac Museum. It was a few cases, the world's largest Big Mac. Was it worth driving here for 7 hours? Well, my name's Joe Lunchbox. Of course it was worth it. We have to make a pilgrimage to the world's biggest Big Mac in the land where Big Mac was invented. In a McDonald's owned by the founder of the Big Mac's son. Yeah, I say it's good. But I think we can call it now, Joy.
I think so.
The Big Mac Museum here at a McDonald's in the middle of Pennsylvania. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels.
Good eats.
Oh, it was good. And live life. Officer Big Mac, you made a new friend with the Happy Meal toy from Cars. Oh, that's so sweet. You guys gonna go for a ride around town for the night? Officer Big Mac, you're not talking, are you? See how it is? It's that extra bun shoved in your mouth. Well, that's what makes you a Big Mac, though.